Hey, Leah. Can you hear me all right? So I guess you must have been notified. I'm glad that somebody's getting notified. My chat's not coming up yet. Come on, you stupid thing. I really love Apple. Oh my gosh. That's why I have a Samsung phone. All right. Finally.
I really love Apple.
There we go. I can hear myself again. All right, that's awesome. Good. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? All right. Cool. So that's working. Hopefully you have a good view. It's late. It's late on the East Coast. But you know what? I wasn't tired and I got stuff to work on. So I figured might as well bring some people in here if they want to watch. Am I cutting off my head? Looks like I'm cutting off my head. Just a little bit. Let me see if I can change that view a little bit. And I'll move you all back just a little bit. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Actually, let's move up just a tiny bit. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Maybe up a little bit further. How's that? Hopefully that works. Oh, hey, I just got a notification. I'm live. Yeah, well, you know, I want to try something. I saw another potter do this, but it was for a wax melt and with like a tea light, and I want to try to do something like it, but just my spin on it. You know, I never like to copy anybody. And a matter of fact, I will never copy anybody. But I like to if I see something that I like or a design, I'll do it, but I'll do it with my spin. It would never be like theirs. So I'm just not that kind of person. I don't care if somebody wants to copy me. I don't care. It will always be different anyhow, the way I'm looking at it, but you know. Leah, were you live like earlier in like a private or something? Because I got a notification you were live, and then it looked like it was private or something. So just curious. These are just 1 pound pieces of clay. Because what I'm making is these tea lights for the wax burners. They don't need to be real big, you know. And I'm thinking that this will be plenty enough clay. Okay. All right. Well, that, all right. Okay. Well, maybe it just remained live and then it just said private from that because you already closed it or something. I don't know. It could be. Cynthia, are you out in California somewhere? So anyhow, ever since my wife got back from Tennessee, you can kind of guess where my thought is going here. She's got this notion she wants to move south. And, I don't have any problem moving south. I'd kind of prefer to move south anyhow. I like it up here. I'm getting tired of the real cold weather. We had a really hard winter this year. And our winter lasted well over 6 months. It had to be. I mean, at night right now, it still gets around 50 degrees. Okay. And then during the day, it'll heat up to around 70, 72. So, Bobby Lee, how you doing? Good to see you in here. I'm going to build a candle, well, a wax melter. That's what you want to call it. It melts the wax, with a tea light candle. No, sir. Left comment. Oh, okay. That's awesome. All right. Well, I don't blame you from leaving California. You're right about that. See, if we move to Tennessee, the wife would, Jackie likes to be near the beach. So if we would move to Tennessee, that'd probably put us a good 5 hours away from the coastline, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to get her to realize really what she wants to do is just get away from this damn cold weather, That's really what she wants. So, I don't know. It is beautiful in Tennessee. Adirondack, how you doing there, buddy? You're about to go to bed. That's funny. Yeah, I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, I didn't, it was getting late, but I'm not tired, so here I am. I've done this a couple times where I would go to bed, and I didn't go to bed yet, but I mean, I'd had times where I'd go to bed and get back up. It'd be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I come down here and throw because I can't sleep, and it feels good to get down here in a wheel and just throw. So you love it here. Get some good land. That's what I want. I want some good land. That's what I want. Oh, man. Wow, Bobby Lee. That's incredible. 6 duck egg ham and cheese omelet. Amazing. That's awesome. Yes, a lot closer to the beach than now, laugh out loud. And there's a man-made beach in Tennessee, too. Not saltwater, obviously, but some people prefer that. I don't like saltwater. Okay. We miss our Friday night lives. I do, too. This is a late Friday night live. So I'm going to try to make these little tea lights. This clay is, at least this piece here is rather hard. Some of this clay got a little dry on me, which is okay when you're making large pieces. You kind of want your clay to be a little bit harder. Tennessee. 6 acres perks for, oh, really? 23 square foot single story, 540. Wow. Huh. I do want land. I do want land. Just picked up some Laguna clay for the first time earlier today. So I will be live pretty early because I really want to use this new clay. I bet you do there, bud. I bet you do. I'd be excited too. If I'm up early enough, I'll watch. If not, I'll watch your replay, which is usually what I end up doing, to be quite honest with you. Come on, I'm not exactly satisfied with this shape yet. Perks for 2 houses. Oh, would it be 3 mil? Holy cow. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, hey, if you want to go to bed there, brother, you go ahead. Don't wait up for me. I appreciate you stopping in though. If you want to go to bed, I understand. I don't know how late I will be on. I did make enough for I got enough clay ready for 10 of these things. And I'm not sure exactly on the design I want to use. So I'm using this one to kind of figure that out. I mean, I've never been to Tennessee, but from what I've seen of it, pictures I'm talking about, I really like the looks of it. I like the hills. I like the mountains. See, I'm not a beach person. I'm just not. I'm not, Jackie and I are different. We're black and white when it comes to that because I don't like all that sand and sun, I like the sun and I like the sand. I just don't like a lot of it. Too much of a good thing is just too much. It's just. I think there is such a thing. So what I'm thinking is this shape's going to come out. It's going to come out like this and then in, and I'm going to put another piece on top. But then I'm going to cut these sides out to where it's standing on 3 prongs. This piece here will be cut out so there's 3 prongs coming up to hold the spot where you're going to melt the wax. This is what's in my head. Callie, they waved with just one. I believe that. Callie, they're a bunch of stuck-up people out there, at least from what I hear. Never been to Cali. I really don't care to go. All right, so if I cut that, I think I want to bring it in a little bit more. That thing looks awesome, Leah. If I start doing pottery, you will have to make me one too. I will make one. It sounds like a man who would love to live over here in the Pacific Northeast. Where I live, we have mountains, we have oceans and deserts and rainforests. Oh, that'd be cool. That would be cool, Bobby. You're right. You are right. That would be cool. But you have pretty harsh winters there, don't you? Where do you live, Bobby? Do you live in like Washington State, Oregon. We used to go to Crescent City and then Seattle and Oregon. Okay, so I am in the right area then. I just had some pottery go to Washington. Just sent some stuff out. So somebody out there has some pottery of mine. They bought 2 pieces and they got there no problem. Which I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. All right, I'm going to keep the throwing marks in it. I like the throwing marks. And I'm going to keep that shape, I think. The next one I do, I think I want to bring it out further and then in further. So I'm not going to cut this off yet either. So what I'm going to do is make a small thing on the top here. You know what? I need to bring that in. I have to bring it in. I'm going to bring it in. Let's just bring it in. Northwest, live in Washington State. Yeah, okay, cool. Kind of froggy. There you go. Yeah, was your ears burning there, Miss Froggy? Yeah, you're so welcome, and I'm so happy that it got there in one piece. Both of them got there in one piece. That was quite a distance to travel for those 2 boxes. And I know the post office ain't exactly very nice to stuff like that. So I'm glad you got them. All righty, I am zoning out. I hope to catch you all in the morning. All right, we'll catch you later, bud. Get some good sleep. Look forward to throwing that B mix I had guessed, right? Laguna. All right. They're kind of froggy. They're foggy. They're kind of foggy. I actually live right on the Puget Sound. Oh, really? Key Peninsula. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Well, I'm surprised I got 7 people in here already. What is it, 11 o'clock at night? How's Jackie? Jackie's doing good. She's sleeping. The blood thinners that they had her on were actually making her blood too thin. She was having problems with blood vessels breaking in her legs. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But they told her to go off of it, so she did. Her leg's actually looking a little bit better now. So they're just trying to regulate, because she gets blood clots so easy now, and all because of the jab, I think. But at any rate, you know, she gets blood clots so easy, and so she's on blood thinners because of that. I wish they would take better care of her. You know, I really do. I've been, I don't know how much y'all believe in frequency and healing frequencies and that kind of thing. I don't know how many of y'all are kind of into that at all, but I'm into it. I believe it, you know. Um, I've been playing at nighttime while we sleep, and I think it's helping her. You know, I see a bit of a difference. So I'll call the manager. Yeah, Cynthia. It's Jackie has lots of problems, and she'll always. I think she'll always have her problems. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Some of it is her own doing. She had a gastric bypass uh, probably 15 years ago, and she should never got it. She got that before I even met her. Um, I would never have told her to go through with that. That really can screw you up, and it did. You know. So I think that was part of it. That caused a lot of problem because now your gut health is no longer any good. You can't control your gut health anymore, and your gut is very important to your body. That's one of the things you got to have is good gut health. It happens when the age after kids too, Uncle. I don't know why, but my chances go up. Yeah. Let's see. Thank goodness she has the best husband. Oh, thank you, Leah. I've tried it. I'm just trying to do the best I can for her. Yeah, when I met Jackie, I wasn't even interested in meeting anybody or even thinking about getting married again. I, that to me was just not in my mind whatsoever. But she changed that. She did. She did. I know that. Yeah, for sure. What is this? Oh, the frequency. So there's different frequencies. Okay. How do I want to start this conversation? Because I don't want to start in the middle of it. But anyhow, everything in this world is in vibration. Okay. Um, you ever hear of people talking to their plants and their plants grow better? It's because your voice, when you talk to them, it puts out a vibration, and it's actually a soothing vibration, um, and it helps them grow. On the other hand, if you scream at your plant and tell it it's not going to grow and all that, it actually ends up dying. It's the vibrations, and um, but everything on Earth is in vibration. That's the only reason why it's in physical form right now is because we haven't disturbed its vibration. It's kind of like when you have an earthquake too, how things get moving. When the Earth moves back and forth, it gets to a certain vibration where that Earth could turn to liquid, right? And it starts just liquefying and just moving because it hit that frequency. So it just liquefies, and all of a sudden it just starts moving, and you have landslides and that kind of stuff going on. It's kind of the same thing there. What else would it be? Trying to think of other ways to explain sound therapy, Cynthia. Okay. Specific frequencies and binaural beats. Yeah. It's It is a lot once you start looking into it. There's a lot to it. If you ever, okay, there was this, I think it was, I want to say he's a China person. He's I guess a doctor, but anyhow, our scientist, he took water and he did different frequencies to the water and then froze it, and it would make certain shapes from different frequencies. Um, if you would play some a very horrible frequency that's very damaging, and you went and froze that water, it would just the ice would be all mangled up and just not even look like anything. But if it's a nice frequency, it's all pretty shapes and stuff like snowflake type stuff, and it's really interesting. If you ever put like sand on a speaker or something like that, and it dances around like that, and I've seen a person take a flat piece of metal, put something underneath it that would vibrate to a certain frequency, right? Like a speaker or something. So you turn it to a certain frequency, and you put sand on this flat plate. Well, you'll see the sand actually go and vibrate into a shape. It'll make a shape, which is pretty cool. But you can see the frequency of it. You can actually see the frequency. Where normally we can't see frequencies, you know. Let's see. It works off the idea that we all vibrate and can match your vibration. Yes. Get close and actually heal your body. Yes, exactly. Like the frequency of 432 hertz is a healing frequency, and that's what I was referring to that I play at nighttime for Jackie. It's a healing frequency. There's also a God frequency that they call it a God frequency, but I don't know about that one. But there are many different frequencies that are used for sometimes different parts of your body. But I'm really starting to love to get into this holistic medicine and frequencies and getting back to earth. I walk around, once I'm home from work, I'm barefooted all day, okay? All weekend. I won't put shoes on unless I'm going to a store. You know, I walk outside barefoot in the grass, in the dirt when we do the garden, because it's grounding me. When I do that, it grounds me to the earth. Pretty interesting stuff. I don't know. We probably could go into it almost. Let's close. You have to see the guy who does that with the water. It's running. He'll play different frequencies in the water, and coming out of the hose will look completely different depending on what frequency. Exactly, Bobby. Exactly. No, Bobby, I haven't, but it sounds super cool. It is, yeah. It is very cool. If you look into it, guys, it's very cool. But all our bodies are under frequency. Did you ever hear of somebody having like a kidney stone, and then they can do a sound in there, like a different frequency, to break up that stone within the body? That's what that is. They're doing it with frequency. If you match the frequency of that stone, you'll break it. Okay, here's a great example. The person that's singing, and they sing into a crystal glass, right? They throw that note at that crystal glass, and it breaks. It's because they matched the frequency of that crystal, and it broke. What happens is the crystal, if you look at it under a slow motion camera, you'll see the crystal, the glass, move like this. And it vibrates so much when she meets the same frequency in hertz, it'll snap that glass like that. That's a good example right there. That's about as good as I can get. Let's see. Search YouTube. frequency X and get the results like in spatial class. Yeah, it's very, very crazy. Very crazy. So this is what I'm thinking here, guys. If I can drop this guy on here. Of course, I don't have it perfect, but I don't know that it has to be perfect. And then what I will end up doing is cut out an opening here that goes up and it comes across and then back down like this. So it'll kind of look like a teardrop in here on 3 sides. So it's going to look like this piece is being held up by 3 prongs. And then you put the tea light in there and you can melt your wax in here. So yeah, that is cool. Cool. I wish I would have put that on a little bit better, but you know, you don't, when you stop it rotating, you don't even know that it's not straight. So it's pottery. Don't have to be perfect, right? I mean, I can see that it's a little off, but you know what? This one will be mine then. Thank you, Leah. Anybody remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind? It was literally all about frequency. Yes, Bobby. Absolutely. Thank you, Leah. I think it's going to look pretty cool when I go and cut that out, you know? I think it's going to look pretty cool. So I want to make 10 of those, okay? Because, you know, when I saw, I guess it was Swan City, you know, making, or I guess they were talking about making them or something. I thought, I make those. I made them a long time ago. That's all I mean, I sold a lot of those things. People love them. So I thought, you know what? I need to make some because I don't have any. And I should have some of those. Oh, thank you, Leah. I'm only gifted by God to be able to do this. We all have gifts, right? And I believe this was given to me. Well, it's the only way I have it is through God. There's something about clay. I think I mentioned this before, but there's a feeling I get through the clay when my hands are in it. It's a bit electrifying for me. I know it don't make much sense, but it really is a bit electrifying for me. It feels like it gives me a charge, you know? Anybody? Okay, I already read that one. Oh, I just noticed your sticker on iPad. Oh, yeah. I guess you can see it in the screen, can't you? Yeah, it's funny, Leah. I have it on my, I have one on my shipping scale. I put one on here. Yeah, I believe that, you know. It does come from the earth. Yeah, but if you guys are ever interested in that, then herbal remedies and stuff like that, and start getting into frequencies, I'd urge you to get into frequencies and learn a little bit more about them. It's very interesting. I mean, we don't even use, I don't know, probably a tenth of our brain, you know, but our bodies are made up of what, 70%, 75% water. So you can imagine if a frequency, as in that one experiment that scientist did, or doctor, whoever he was, when he would freeze that water, it would come out and it would change shapes and make good shapes or bad shapes. Can you imagine with us being made up of that much water, what it actually does to us? You know, um, so it's something to look into. You have to send me more. Yes, Bobby Lee. Yes, I've been getting very interested in that kind of stuff here lately. And you know, some of it has to do with my wife's health, you know, but some of it has to do with me, and I want to be more connected uh, with God. It does affect the tides, yeah, yeah, for sure. You mean the wheel? Yes. I don't typically throw very fast. Um, as far as the rotation of my wheel. The other thing is when you start getting your walls of the clay very thin, like I am at this point, you don't want to go very fast. Where the clay, the centrifugal force wants to go that way, and that's the direction the clay will do. This is kind of more the shape I was trying to get to, I think. Let's see my. So my question is, there like different speeds of different techniques and faster and slower. So really, I think the speed is controlled by, yeah, kind of like what you're doing. Um, because when you're centering, you kind of go fast, right? Your wheel's going faster, and you're trying to move that clay. sometimes it's easier to move a lot amount of clay when you're going fast. Okay. When you get your clay, when you bring the walls up and they're very thin, you want to slow the wheel down because now the centrifugal force is going to work against you and it'll throw the clay that way. So yeah, different techniques would require different speeds. And that's why this wheel is a variable speed wheel. So I have a foot pedal on here, much like a gas pedal in your car. The further down I press it, the faster the wheel goes. When I bring it back up, the slower the wheel goes. So, so the answer to your question is, yeah, I think you already answered it. There, I ruined my piece. Yeah, you want, depending on what you're doing, you want to go slow. I don't know if I can straighten that one out. I pushed clay into my piece. I didn't want to do that. Trying to fix it. I think I did somewhat fix it. Yes. The answer to your question is yes, Bobby. You are correct. Okay. The shape still looks good. All right, so let's make the little piece. And we'll put it on top of this one. Hopefully I get it a little bit more, a little bit straighter. Oh, no, 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 no. You didn't mess me up. And it wasn't a stupid question either. No, no, no. There are no stupid questions. Not in my class. No, I was being a little harsh when I took my tool and pushed it in. That was on me. I pushed it too hard into my piece, and I pushed the clay in too hard, and it ended up creating a lump. So that's not you, and you weren't distracting me or nothing like that. Yeah, there you go. See, Leah was on it right away, wasn't she? All right. I need a little one. Yeah, any kind of questions you got that I think I can help answer, I will do that. Now, just like here, Bobby, because I'm trying to flatten the piece out and spread it out, I can go fast. And if I go fast, it helps move the clay out. Let's see, yeah, she's a really great person. I need about yeah, she is a very nice person for sure. Very wonderful. My wife got to meet her, and that's the first thing she told me when she got home. She goes, "That Leah is just so nice. She's such a kind person." That's what Jackie said about you. She's such a nice person. All right, let's cut this off. I will get faster at this as the night goes here. I got 10 of them. Once I get my shape where how I want it, you know what I mean? It'll go faster. All right, let's do this. Let's put this here. Okay, pull that piece off. Put this guy back on here. Let's try to get this one right. Well, I think it's a lot closer. Yes, I don't think it needs to be perfect with these. They're kind of works of art anyhow. So, all right. Back at her. She's amazing as well. Yeah, she is. Leah is a sweetie. I'd like to meet you sometime, Cynthia. I would. I'd like to actually be able to meet a lot of the people on here. It'd kind of be nice to meet people. There we go. I think it'll be all right. It'd be all right. Once I cut it out, cut that shape out and stuff, I think it's going to look pretty cool. I think I want to bring the top in a little bit more, though. I think I'm going to bring it in so it comes in further underneath the top. Have they always had those variable speed wheels, or is that something kind of recent? It seems like it would be a game changer. So they didn't always have them. Back in the old days, back in the old days, well, when didn't have so many electric wheels, or somebody couldn't afford an electric wheel, they'd have what they call a kick wheel. So you could kick a flywheel on the bottom. It's like a heavy flywheel. You would kick that with your foot to get this whole thing turning. So as fast as you want to get that turning, you can, or you can slow it down. So that was the way they were controlling their wheel speed, was with their foot on a kick wheel. The treader wheel is much like the same thing. The treader wheel has a bar comes out that has like a cam motion in the center that just makes it easier to throw on. It's just a treader wheel. If you look up a treader wheel, you'll get a picture of what I'm talking about. But those, I mean, all of those wheels you can control the speed on. It's just manually with your foot. Whereas these, you have electric. And yeah, it makes it easier. So it was a big game changer because it allowed the potter to keep his foot here. He wasn't going like this, with his foot trying to get the speed of the wheel up or anything like that. So it was a game changer when it came out with these type of wheels. Yeah, I would like to. I would like to meet everybody. I do want to get down to Tennessee. And if I get down to Tennessee, I'd like to meet you, Leah, and Cynthia. And if I ever get out to Washington State, I'd like to meet some of y'all out there, like Lisa and Bobby Lee. I'd like to meet you guys out there. Looks like you got a pretty good view of my wheel, too. It's looking pretty good. It would be a hustle to meet y'all, yeah. Hey, I'd take you up on that. I'd go fishing for sure. This clay had an air pocket in it. Which is why it got real wobbly on me and super thin, because it had an air pocket. That's all right. It doesn't always go as planned. Oh, that'd be cool whale watching too. I've never done that. That'd be pretty cool. All right, this clay and that wheel is too wet. Let's see. Trying to wedge 1 pound of clay is not easy. It's very tiny. But you wedge like this to get the air pockets out of it. And I should have did that to my last piece. But that's the way it goes when you don't do the right thing. You suffer the consequences. All right. Hopefully that got some of the air out of it. This also will get some of the air out of it when you smack your clay and you're moving the clay onto itself. It can help get air pockets out as well. That's why you'll see potters do this quite often. It's they're kind of wedging the clay, driving their hand into the clay and moving it over top of itself to help get some of them bubbles out. Let's see. Yeah, we got a pond that's been hanging out right here. Here's Spit and Peninsula. It's getting a lot of attention lately. Oh, wow. Purdy. Huh. Interesting. I can still hear some air pockets in there. Oh, my goodness gracious. So another way to try to get air out is to do this. This is called wedging on the wheel. You basically make a cone out of the clay. So you're basically thinning out the clay, making a cone like that. And then what you'll do is with the wheel turning, you'll bend the clay like this over itself. So when you're pushing down, it wedges over itself and around. So bending it over kind of like a witch's hat. Kind of like that is what I'm doing. You're bending it over kind of like a witch's hat kind of hangs over. And you're forcing the clay over top of itself as it's going around, and it will help actually push the clay out, or the air bubbles out. Let's see. Because 1 pound of clay is just so small, it's very hard to try to wedge it. There we go. That feels a lot better. No little air pockets to cause a disaster. Okay, I'm fading quick. I gotta get the dogs out. Little. All right. Hey, Bobby. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Talking with you. Yeah, guys, I'm a bit of a late nighter too, so you can't hang with me. That's fine. I understand. Everybody gotta get their sleep. The thing I want to do is bring this top in further. I think every one of these is going to be just a tiny bit different until I decide on a shape that I like. We'll bring this in further. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, I got too thin. Don't you collapse on me. I've only got one man down. That's it. I don't let him make two. There we go. That'll be good. That'll be good. We'll leave it right there. Okay. We're going to leave you like that. And then we'll do the little one on here. Huh. Okay. We'll go on that way, go on that way. Are you off to bed, Cynthia? If you are, have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. Or are you just staying at the Bobby? I think Leah fell asleep. I really didn't expect there to be a whole lot of people on this late at night anyhow. Maybe from other countries. In the States, it's getting pretty late out on the West Coast, too. It's only midnight here. She cooks and roasts. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, Leah's on here somewhere, unless she fell asleep. I think Bobby was going to go to bed. She was getting tired. How you doing? Good to see you in here. Kind of a late one. Kind of a late night. But I'm a bit of a night owl, so this kind of is what it is. Get some air pockets out. I'm doing great. I am. Yeah, I was telling everybody, I'm not really tired, so might as well come down and throw some clay. Hey, Nick, how you doing there, buddy? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Nick, this is what I do when I can't sleep. And it could be any time of the night, you know. Come down and sleep or wake up, come down here and start throwing on the wheel and just think, you know. It's where you have those deep conversations with yourself. Like, why am I not doing this full time? That's actually a real conversation I've been having with myself. It seems it just seems weird that I'm not doing it full time. But I will be doing it full time. I can already see the I can already see the cards changing on me, and you know how they say things start to align and move in that direction. You can kind of see it and you kind of feel it in your body, you know? Yes, it's a lot of fun making pottery. It certainly is. All right. Uh, all right. Put this down here. Oh, come on off of there. All right. Close enough in my book. All right. Not a bad shape. So peaceful? It is very peaceful, isn't it? It is very peaceful. I can't wait till I can throw outside. Because at this time of night, throwing outside would be awesome. That piece is still so wet. Trying to wedge a little tiny 1 pound clay is not that easy to do. But this will help it at least a little bit. And then I'll wedge on the wheel by throwing it into a cone. And that'll help get any of the other air pockets out of there. All right. That was a pretty good sized pocket. I swear, sometimes I think throwing larger pieces is way easier than this little stuff. All right. I only have 5 more to go after this one. See the wiggle? Pulled a little bit too fast. That's all right. I'm not making fine china here. Should have made my topper for that other one, but I didn't. Now I gotta make 2 toppers. It might be better to do all the bottoms first and then do all the tops. I don't know. I'm just trying to find the shape that I like. And you know what? I don't know if it really matters that they even match. I don't think I even care. I think they're all very unique. And they're all close to the same shape anyhow. It's just some are a little bit taller, some are a little bit wider. Wall's a little thin, but that's okay. He will be okay. All right. Let's make 2 tops to put on these last 2 here that I just did. Yep. Yeah, you got that right. How you doing, Jess? I was telling Nick, I don't know if you heard me, but this is what I do sometimes. If I can't sleep, I'll get up in the middle of the night and just start throwing, Or if I just can't sleep that night at all, I just come down here and start throwing. And sometimes this is my therapy session where I get into deep thought and kind of allow my wheel to center my thoughts, as I'm trying to center the clay. The clay will center me. Yeah, that wasn't quite in the center. That'd be okay. This is only about a half a pound of clay. The other ones I threw were about a pound of clay, but the tops are about a half a pound. Give or take a little bit. It just get my mirror back out here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Would be nice. Maybe I'll buy one of them tomorrow. Because I broke my last one. All right. It's ready to cut off of there. Clean my hands off a little bit so they're not so wet. I gotta pick this piece off of here and put it on there. My wife loves me. All right. Oh, don't slide on me. All right. I don't have my wheel centered, my bat. And I don't have this piece centered either. You know, up there. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to take this other bat off here. Get on there. All right. There we go. Close enough. Close enough. Do another one of those tops. Yeah. Beautiful connection and outlet for sure to catch any bit of your stream. Oh, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping in and catching a bit of it. I mean, I still have 7 people in here watching me. At what, midnight on the East Coast? Oh, there's a hard spot in that clay. Let's see if I can mix it up. I can feel it. There we go. Yeah, I haven't made any of these for quite a while, and I actually saw some of these on Pinterest, and it's like, you know what? I should make some of those again. So here I am. I used to make quite a few of these things. I used to put stars in them and like a leaf design on them and stuff like that. But People like their burners. So well, let's make some. This has been a while, and these are going to be a little bit different than what I was used to making. I'm changing up the design a little bit. I never used to make these tops solid like this with the piece, because I thought that'd be an advantage, not having it attached to the base when it comes time to try to get your wax out of there. It would make it a little bit easier. But then when I realized that the top is still freaking hot anyhow, you can't freaking touch it, daggone thing. So why not just attach the whole thing? The base is usually not that hot. It's usually just this top part. This clay has got so much grit in it. It almost grinds down my fingernails. Actually, gets that bad. I don't think I'll buy this clay again. I really like my other clay, my speckled clay, a lot better than this. All right. And I want to do more of my other types of clay where I marble the clay. I want to do some more of that, because I used to sell really nothing but that stuff for the longest time. People loved it at the shows and stuff, and all I did was put a clear glaze on a lot of it, and people loved it. So, but I always thought, maybe it's kind of too boring. Maybe I need to add more color to my stuff. So I started adding more color to my stuff, but still think I need to go back to my roots a little bit, you know. Close enough, Goose. Close enough, guys. I think it looks good like that. Handmade. 100% the American way. I'll put these down here. Yeah, they're all about the same, so. All right. Did I ever cut him? I did not cut him off the bat. I did not cut him off the bat, did I? Dang nabbit. I don't think I cut this one off the bat either. He don't look like he's cut off the bat. He don't look like he was. Nope. Sure wasn't. He wasn't either. At least he didn't feel like it was. All right. Back to the regular scheduled program. All right. The other thing I realized is this clay was my reclaimed clay. Because instead of opening new bags of clay, I started pouring my reclaimed clay. Excuse me. Oh my. There's a lot of air pocket. There's a big air pocket in that one. Let's try to fix it. Goodness gracious. Come on. This may not make it. If I can't get that air pocket out of there. It doesn't seem like it wants to me here. Yeah. I'm done fighting that piece. He's just going to go back in the bucket. We'll wedge him up again. Sometimes you just got to say, enough's enough. All I'm doing wasting time at that point. And he wasn't going to get his butt in shape. That's okay. I still have, I'll have 8 of them. That's okay. Let's see if I can wedge this up a little bit. 1-pounders are a little hard to wedge. I appreciate everybody sticking around and watching me throw. It's kind of a late night, but I'm glad y'all are tuned in. I'm making wax burners. This is just the first part where I throw both the top and the bottom. Throw the top and the bottom. They're 2 different pieces. Put them together. Then I'll end up cutting this out into some shapes or just something artsy. And then you can put a tea light candle in there and put your wax on the top and, of course, melt your wax. So you got a nice fresh scent through your whole house. I used to do these quite a bit. I haven't made any for a long time. My goodness. I don't know when was the last time I made these, but anyhow, I need to make a lot more, I think, because I think these are pretty cool. And I'm going to do different designs and stuff. Oh, heck. It's only 9:30 p.m. here. Really? It's only 9:30 there? Yeah, we got 12:30 here. It's midnight. Midnight on the East Coast. Yeah, Lisa, you have to get some of your friends, if they're on YouTube, get them to join my channel. Subscribe. Tell them all about me. Maybe if I move this clay around a little bit with my hand, it'll help a little bit. Hopefully we have less air pockets in this piece. Woo-hoo. Thank you. I appreciate you. I liked your review you did on my piece. Appreciate that too. I should say pieces. I'm glad you enjoyed them. It's a pretty huge mug I made for you. And bowl. It was a pretty good sized bowl as well. That mug was probably one of the biggest ones I've made for a while. And I did sign the bottom of it. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I love throwing clay. I really do. It's a lot of fun. I get a lot of enjoyment out of this. Especially when it goes good for you. Oh, you're more than welcome. I thought it was a pretty cool touch. It had such a large bottom to it anyhow, you know. But why not sign that mug? Yeah, I don't sign too many of my pieces. I really don't. There's only a few of them that I do sign. So Most of them just get my stamp. Probably 99% get my stamp. I like the throwing lines. I think it adds to the piece to have those throwing lines in there. Okay. Should I just throw another one of these and then throw all the tops separate? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. Let's throw all the bases first. After I'm done with these and get them cut out, I'll kind of look at which ones I like and which ones I want to repeat, you know, the shape and the size, and they're all pretty well the same size, but at least the shape of them and that kind of thing, you know. Then cutouts, what kind of cutouts I want to put in them. I think you should, Terry. It's difficult for me to search a maker's mark online sometimes, but I can always Google your name. Yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm glad you love them. I'm glad it's exactly what you wanted. Yeah, maker marks. I don't even know if mine's even listed. I'm sure it probably ain't. I don't know. I'm not big enough to have that happen, but somebody out there would probably know it. And plus, you know, with the pieces that are signed that are out there, they're kind of extra special. That's the way I've always treated them, anyhow. When I went to shows, I'd always take one piece with me, and it'd usually be a large piece. Usually, the larger pieces I sign. Not all, but you know, some of them anyhow. The ones I thought were special. So I take one of those pieces to a show, and I put it out there by itself. You know, sitting up by itself, whatever it was, and it would have a hefty price tag on it. But you know what? That piece always sold. It didn't matter. It just didn't matter. It always sold. Didn't matter what it was. And I was like, maybe I should do that with all my pieces. But if you do that with all your pieces, then, you know, what's the point, right? I mean, but it's pretty cool. I marked a piece up really high one time, and I thought where I was at, the show I was at, nobody's going to buy that piece, you know? I thought I'm going to hang on to that piece for a little while. So I put a large price tag on it. And of course, at the show I was at, it wasn't a high price show, right? I mean, it wasn't, you know, but apparently somebody came along and had the money. They didn't ask me about the price. They saw the price. And I watched him. It was a man. He walked in my booth. He saw that piece sitting there, and he kind of picked it up a little bit and was holding it and turning it around and looking at it. And he brought it over to me and said, "I'll take it. Can you wrap this up good for me?" I was like, "I sure can." He said, my wife will just love this piece. And I was like, yeah, she will love it. But he didn't care about that price one bit. It really made me think about my prices anyhow, in general. You know, I don't think I charge near enough on some of my pieces, but some of them trying to get out there to the market, like bowls and stuff. It's just everyday things I don't want to charge a lot for. I want people to use them. I want people to get their hands on them. Some of the bigger pieces, I'll charge more for those. For one, they take more work. They take more room in the kiln. And if they're signed, they get a larger price tag too. They are artwork. All artists sign their work. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It is art. There ain't no doubt about it. I don't care how good you are. If you're throwing each piece by hand, two pieces are not going to be identical. They're going to be very, very close. Very close, but I guarantee you there's going to be something about them that's different. This clay is getting hard on me. I think the last piece came out of some new clay I had, so it's a lot softer. So I've been keeping it to the end. And these other pieces of clay have been hard. It's true, as good as your pieces look sitting behind you on your shelves, they really speak to you in person when you're holding one of them. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that thought. You know, when you hold the piece, it does speak to you. It really does. And that's what I'm getting at. I mean, I want my pieces, when they go in your hand, you can feel it. You know it was created by a hand, right? It wasn't created by any machine. Believe me, I design machines that create stuff, and it's getting more and more robotic. I'm afraid that this kind of stuff, if there ain't more potters in the world, or more people doing crafts by hand or making things by hand, it's going to go by the wayside. You know, we're going to lose this touch in our world, and it'd be a sad day when we lose craftsmen, artists. Need to preserve these arts. I feel like today there's many schools that, no, I'm not talking about colleges now. I'm talking about high schools that are getting away from this kind of stuff. And I just don't understand why, you know? I don't understand why. I mean, my high school is what actually got me into this. It's what I found. That's where I found this set, is my high school, you know? Before exceeded my mentor was doing the color too. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad it exceeded your expectations. Adirondack, I thought you was sleeping there, young man. The world needs a lot more art. You artists, yes, they're still listening. You're still listening with one eye open, right? One ear open. Well, I've got one more of these to make, and then two of the tops. And then I'll be done. I'll be done for tonight. But I want to get 10 done. I got 8 done because, well, you know, stuff happens. Sometimes it just doesn't. It doesn't work the way you want it to. Hi, Nick. Still here. A bit disconcerted today. Caring too much about the numbers. Need to get back to the pots. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree, Nick. You know, I agree. That's one thing I was never really concerned about with my prices because I just always wanted to get them into people's hands. And I'd have some potters yell at me, although around my area they would be yelling at me. They come over to my booth and hey, why are you only charging this for your mug? You could charge a lot more than that. Don't you know that? You know that you could charge a lot more for that mug. It's like, yeah, man, but you know, it's not like I'm trying to hurt your business. I want to get my stuff into people's hands. And to be honest with you, that's all it was. You know, but it is what it is, right? I mean, you ain't gonna make everybody happy. Let's do another big one. This is the one that the clay is really. This clay is so soft. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're doing this for a living, you got to make the numbers match up, right? I mean, so at one point we do have to care about the numbers, but you know, God has a way of making things happen for you. If it was meant to be, He's going to make sure you got food on your table, right? He's going to make sure you have everything you need to sustain you and your business. Yes, it takes work from us, right? God just doesn't hand it to us. But at the end of the day, you will not go unfed. It's more about the gift, really, to me, at the end of the day. It's more about the gift that I was given to be able to do this. Good day, sir. How you doing, passerby? Good to see you in here, dude. It's a late one. This piece here is very wet. I'm going to be surprised if I actually am able to pull this one up. It's just too wet. After the last couple pieces I just threw, that clay was hard. This just feels like it's spaghetti. I'm good. What is that? Hey, I'm keeping on, you know. I'm doing good. I am doing good. How's the weather in Australia? Whew, that was not good. I'll tell you what, it even rained tonight. I mean, it was pouring down raining outside. Now, today we had somewhat decent weather. It was about 70 degrees out today, Fahrenheit. But it rained tonight. We had a lot of rain up here north. Probably the whole East Coast, I think, got a heck of a lot of rain. We planted a garden, and we haven't even been able to get back to our garden and get in it because it's just so muddy, you know, just mud. Getting cooler with a few showers. Yeah, yeah. It's your winter time, isn't it? Your fall or winter. You guys are upside down to us, I think. At least that's what they want us to think, right? Don't mean to open that ball wax. But the rain will cease soon enough and it will be dry. Yeah, winter. That's what I thought. Boy, was that ever a soft piece of clay. Oh my gosh. I don't think I threw with this soft of clay in a long time. You gotta be gentle. It is working its way up though. So what do? I thin it out even more. Oh yeah, well you gotta push the edge a little bit, right? It might be soft. They'll probably just collapse on me here soon. I got this that thin. All right. I don't dare do much more with that. It is so soft. There we go. I actually like that shape. It looked nice when I cut something out of it. Guys, I think my wife is up. I'm gonna go up and check on her, make sure she's doing all right, and I'll be right back down because I'm not done yet. I said, don't go away. Ugh. clean up the clay a little bit before I go upstairs. Yeah, don't go away. But I hear her moving around, and I want to make sure she's okay. All right, I'm back. The piece is still spinning. I'm surprised. Didn't fly off the wheel yet. All right. It did not fly off the wheel yet. All right. Maybe mate subbed. So hopefully I'll catch. All right, cool. Bye. Yeah, Adirondack, I know you was getting tired. I'm surprised you're still up, actually. You said you was going to bed. All right. Now we need to make I need to make 3 of the smaller pieces to go on top of those. And then I'll actually be done for the night. But I'll show you how I put them on if you haven't seen that yet. The wheels flying Harley Davidson speeds. Oh, man. Where I live, Harley Davidson's right down the road from me. The plant, where they make them. Me personally, I like the old Triumphs. I like the Indians. Actually, I'm glad the Indian came back. I'm never a huge Harley fan. But the Triumphs and the old bikes, the old ones, I like those. I do like them. Never could afford one. It is, isn't it? Yeah, I like them. They're pretty cool looking bikes. This here is just a half a pound of clay. The other pieces were 1 pound of clay. Just if anybody's keeping track. You don't mind the Harley Davidson? Just don't ride them, yeah. bloody autocorrect. I know. Yeah, I don't like autocorrect either. Bad enough I can't spell, but then it can't either. So it can't read my mind. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to cut it off the wheel and put it on the other piece. And these are what we call candle warmers. So basically it's candle wax that you can buy in squares, scented candle wax that you can put on here and use a small tea light. Then it's going to go inside the other part. After I've cut a design in here, you can slide the candle light in there, a little tea light, and you put your little wax on top of there, and it melts it and smells all nice and pretty. And the ladies seem to like it. Oh my. Okay, got my hands nice and clean. Pull it right off the wheel like that. Yeah, just us blokes for sure. Oh my. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get it on there at least half straight. There we go. Now put cutouts in here, and you can put your little candle light in there, and you can melt your little wax up top. And that's what they're all about. Then we do the hokey pokey and dance all around. All right, let's see here. Put him here. You're next. I thought about trying this on TikTok because apparently you can play music on TikTok. I'd like to be able to play music while I'm throwing. And that's why I thought about trying it on TikTok. Candle at the bottom. I like the way you think, passerby. That does smell good though. If you know, you know. Cool. Ladies in the room. No WD. I agree. Who doesn't like that? Oh man, that's so funny. It's a guy thing, Yeah, I work where I work during the day. We have a machine shop, and walking in there every morning and smelling the cutting oils from the machines and stuff like that, and uh, it's just kind of a feeling that I don't know, it's a smell that you never forget for one thing, and you get so used to it that you kind of need it. I used to weld many, many, many years ago. Used to be a welder, certified welder, and after you're away from that for so long, and you go back and walk into a weld shop, and you get that old smell again. It's just amazing, just a freaking amazing. You kind of miss it in a way. I mean, I don't miss welding. Don't get me wrong. That was something that I'm glad I got out of. But I tell you, the smells take you back, so to speak. You know that? Yep. Tell you what, that's quite a bit of candle wax. I probably don't need to make these so big. No, they look all right though. This one here just looks big because this one was a little bit smaller in size. That's why it looks that way, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I like it. And I'm sure somebody else will too. It's hard to wedge little half pounds of clay. Speaking of this, I have 2 of these left. I wonder how tall I can make a little half pound piece of clay, like a cylinder. I wonder how tall I can make it. I don't really mess with half pounds of clay too much. Good work. Yep, they'll be glazed. They'll have cutouts in them and glaze in them. So they're going to look pretty cool when they're done. Oh, get on that wheel now. Get on that wheel. Apparently my wheel's too wet. My wheel's too wet. Get the clay off of there. And then let's dry the wheel up a little bit. And then we'll try this again. Oh, it's just got so much it's got so much slip on it that it just doesn't want to stick. That's what the problem is. A lot of slip. It makes it slip. Let's just try a new one. A drier bat. Soak up a little bit. All right. Should stick to that. There we go. So what time is it in Australia? I think you guys are what, 12 hours behind us or so? Or probably a little more than that, maybe. I don't know. Just curious. Pretty sure it's in the morning. Fifteen hour Sunday. Okay. 15, all right. Gotcha. So that's 3:15, right? Yeah, 3:15 on Saturday. And we have 1:15 in the morning here. This is AM. Yeah, yeah. 3:15. I know a little bit of military time. $14 hours ahead, yeah. Ooh. All right. I think that one's just about ready to come off of there. Trim the bottom up a little bit. There we go. All right. Man, I got clay all over me tonight. Probably because I keep wiping my hands on my shorts. All right. Come over there. Come over there. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Well, that's right. This is the piece. This is the piece where the clay is so soft. I better be careful with this guy. He's liable to collapse on me. He is buckling down here. I don't know. I might not be able to save this guy. I should have waited to put that on top of there, I guess. The clay is just so soft. We'll give him a shot. He should be okay. He's a little wobbly. A little bit wobbly, but he's okay. He'll be all right. Let's see. New Zealand are ahead of us. Okay. The Alrighty are the first people to see a new day. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's a fun fact. I learned something. All right. Yeah, he's a little, that last one's a little funky looking. Let's just do something fun here for a minute and see if I got another ½ pound of clay here. He's pretty hard, actually. Let's see how tall I can make this ½ pound of clay and how narrow I can make it, because it's going to have to be narrow. It's only a ½ pound of clay. All right. There we are. Get her centered up. And push down on it, make sure it's tight against that bat. Don't need any slippage. Come on, you're just a little tiny piece of clay. Get yourself centered now. Come on. All right. ½ pound of clay. You're right, it is just about too small to manage for sure. Because the taller you get, I can't get my hand down in there. I really don't have any throwing tools to get down in there. There's more clay for me to grab. Oh, 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 oh. I think I just made it too thin. Yep, made it too thin. Broke it right off. I was doing pretty good. I think what I have to do next time, though, is probably just make a wider piece. I just can't get my hand down in there to take it off. That's the problem. So I got, let's see, 8 pieces. Yeah, I got 8 of those done tonight. I started out, I made 10. 10 balls. I got 10 pieces of clay ready. But 2 of the pieces of clay just did not want to work for me. So they got returned back to the bag. But that's what happens sometimes. It's just the way it is, the way it goes. All right. Hey, we still have 5 people in here. 5, yeah. 5 of you guys hanging out with me tonight. That's great. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I really do, because you know, at least I'm not by myself. At least I have some company. It can be lonely sometimes sitting here at my wheel, staring at a screen that there's nobody behind it, you know? And sometimes it's just nice to know that there's somebody there listening to you, at least, you know? You don't have to chat, but at least I know you're there listening, which is nice to know. Ooh. My goodness, sounds like my wife let the dog outside and never put her back in. I can hear her barking outside. Oh, well. She's on a porch. She won't get rained on. All right. Good enough for tonight, anyhow. That was fun, guys. That was really fun. I appreciate all of you hanging around with me tonight. Oh, I got my glasses up there, too. I appreciate y'all hanging out, chit-chatting with me, spending the night a little bit with me. I really do appreciate it. Let me take you off the wheel here. Not really taking off the wheel, but you know what I mean. So there's what we did tonight. So, you know, they're not bad looking. I don't think they're bad looking. You know what I mean? They're all right. They'll be just fine. They'll be just fine. I really appreciate all of you hanging out. I really do, man. Here's some of the pieces that some of y'all may not have gotten a chance to see. Some baking dishes back there. I really like this glaze, man. Look at that. Look at that freaking glaze, man. That is freaking awesome the way it runs. It's just so cool, you know? Very, very cool stuff. There's some burners there. We usually put stuff in for the mosquitoes. Yeah. Yeah, I do like that too, don't you, man? That is awesome the way it runs. It's a really cool looking glaze, man. Cool looking glaze. Of course, there's my other stuff. That's really bright up there. And then I got, now this stuff here is just dried clay. This is ready for bisque. Matter of fact, I got this piece here. It's upside down. Hopefully I don't break it. But this is a chip and dip that I'm doing. So you just put your dip and chips all the way around. Pretty cool. And over there, some other pieces that came out of the kiln. Some cool. There's a nice pie dish over there. These are some cups. Some cups I just did. Just come out of the kiln. That glaze there is just a cool looking glaze, man. Pretty cool looking glaze. It's a bright color. I got some pie plates here. Another pie plate here. So, like I said, these are just dried clay right now. They have to go in the kiln and get bisque fired. So it is very satisfying to see, you know, how well the stuff turns out. You know, it is very satisfying to me. So, yeah. Glaze just likes to run. So anyhow, there's a couple of my pieces for you to look. You see, and I'm going to get off here, guys. It's 1:30. 1:30 in the morning. So I'm going to get out of here, let you guys get on with your day or go to bed. One of the two, right? All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Really appreciate it. Yeah, man. You take care too, mate. All right. Catch you later, guys.